this week for our lead topic, we're covering the watermelon gang again. That's what's happening. That's what's in the news. The summer's coming up in an election year. Get ready for another Summer of Love. Summer of Love 2.0. Every 4 years we get one. The watermelon gang has decided to take over the campuses at several colleges: Yale, NYU, Harvard. They tried it at Austin, USC, all over the country. These protests are sparking up, but they're totally not organized. They're totally random, right? And they've taken it over. They've called one of the colleges the People's Campus. They've hijacked the college, the People's Campus.
What happened in Austin?
What?
How did they try and take it over in Austin?
What do you mean?
You said they tried.
Oh, we'll show videos.
Okay.
They deal with it differently in states where they have a pair of nuts. It was the University of Columbia, by the way. The People's University for Palestine, they're now calling it. The University of Columbia. What's the tuition rate at the University of Columbia? Let's look that up. I know it's an Ivy League school, so I know it's up there. It's probably $66,000 for undergraduate.
It's close to Creighton.
Yeah. So I was going to say more than I make it. Not quite. But it's up there. It's up there. They have an acceptance rate of 4%. What's their enrollment? 36,000. Okay. So $66,000 and some change every year for Columbia University. Could you imagine spending $66,000 a year so your kid could do this shit? Could take over the school. Play the video of them dancing. This is what they're doing on campus. It's the second one down. This is what they're doing on campus right now at Columbia. This is where your tuition dollars are going toward. Don't cheer that. There's nothing to cheer. That's what they're doing. They've hijacked it.
Those are people that are there on scholarship. I'm just going to say that right now.
That's racist, Mia. That's racist. It's not scholarship. It's called affirmative action. It's different. So they've hijacked it. And you know what else they've started doing? You know what else? The people that have spent the last 8 years calling me a Nazi because I want to have a gun and have lower taxes. Do you know what else they've started doing? They've started blocking Jewish students from entering the campus. These are the woke brown shirts. The people that think I'm a Nazi because I say, hey, maybe a 60% tax rate isn't a good idea, are banning Jewish students from the campus they've hijacked. Obviously, I don't know what they're teaching at Columbia, but it's obviously not history. Because history tells us a thing or two. When the young people start turning on the Jews, typically that ends in concentration camps. And I was critical as hell of Israel on the last show on Wednesday. So don't even sit here and call me a Zionist hack or an Israel bootlick. That's nothing like that. My opinion on Israel and how these morons are treating Jewish students and acting like just complete buffoons at school on their $66,000 a year tuition, while demanding we pay for their college, by the way. So here's my thing. If you take your college over and turn it into a what's it called? Oh, it's like the Chaz back in Portland. If you take your college over and turn it into this rebel settlement, right? This rebel compound, the Palestine University, whatever the hell it's called. Do we still have to pay for your student loans? Do we still have the people that are chanting death to America at these colleges? Do you want America to die before or after it forgives your student loans? Because if you kill America first, you're still going to have your student loans. So I don't know what we want to do. Now, a lot of people are confused as to what exactly these people are protesting at these colleges. They're like, hey, look, what do Columbia University and NYU and Yale and Harvard. What the hell do these schools have to do with what's going on in Gaza? With what the Israeli government is doing? What the hell do these universities have anything to do with it? Why can't these kids just go to college? What is the connection between Gaza and NYU? Well, I'm glad you guys asked, because I have someone who can explain it to you. Who better to explain it to you than one of the protesters themselves? She has such a way with words, and she really just summarizes, this genius just summarizes what they're fighting for. Go ahead, check this out.
And what would you say is the main goal with tonight's protest?
I think the goal is just showing our support for Palestine and demanding that NYU stops. I honestly don't know all of what NYU's doing.
Is there something that NYU's doing?
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they're... Do you know what NYU's doing?
About what?
About Israel. Why are we protesting here?
Palestine will be free!
I wish I was more educated.
I'm not either.
Oh, so do we.
I came from Columbia. I was there up at Columbia, and we came down. They said NYU students needed our support, so I came down. I heard there's lots of cops. Some people were saying it was getting dangerous.
They didn't even look into it. They just said they needed our help, and we ran. But I am an independent free thinker. No, these people are a hive mind. They're a hive mind, and the problem is the hive mind has an IQ of about 34. That's the problem. I wish I was more educated. Your $66,000 a year tuition isn't educating you enough? Youths. No, there's a better one for that, and it starts with an R.
I'm kind of retarded.
That's the best one. That's the best sound effect for that clip. I don't really know. I don't know the full extent. I just came here because it's cool, and maybe I'll meet a man and we'll fall in love, and I won't have to dry hump my body pillow every night anymore. That's why I came here. Now, we got some videos from the protest. Here's this first one. Is at NYU. Is that the first? Yeah, that's the first one. Play the NYU one real quick. These people have no idea what's being said right now. That's enough. So you know it's a big old mental illness fest when you've got people wearing masks outside in 2024. So my question is, how many of these people are wearing masks because they're afraid of the fake COVID virus, and how many of them are wearing masks because they don't want to be identified on camera? That's really the only question here. What crimes are they going to commit that they don't want their faces shown on camera for? Because if it's just a peaceful protest, you got nothing to worry about. Also, over-under percentage, 2.5%, Mia. What percentage of those people do you think had any idea what the hell that guy was saying? Over, under 2.5%.
Under.
Under, way under. Maybe 0.2.5%. I mean, remember that video we played last week of the people chanting death to America and death to Israel in that Islamic language? And the girl, after they're done chanting it, goes, what does that mean? After she got done chanting it, what does that mean? It's a hive mind. They don't think for themselves. They are incapable of producing an original or independent thought. Here's another one at USC. Go ahead and play this. All right, that's enough. Now, Martin Luther King Jr. is shedding a tear right now because this was his dream. I kind of remember the speech. We don't have it in front of us right now, but if I remember right, he said, I have a dream that one day white girls in Islamic headdresses meant for men will verbally abuse black cops on the job to protest for a country that would light them on fire if they ever set foot in it. Is that what he said? I don't remember the speach. I think that was
exactly
close.
What he said.
I was paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't remember if I got it exactly right or not. Now, you watched, before we started, you were watching, it was a live stream on TikTok. What were they chanting at USC?
It was KKK, all cops are bad. KKK.
LAPD?
Yeah. KKK, LAPD, KKK, LAPD. Yeah. And then it was like something else. But yeah.
So when they said get a real job?
Oh, yeah. Get a real job. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
What do these people do for a living? Besides max out their student loan accounts. The hell do you do? Listen, I got news for you. If you've got time to go hijack a university at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon, you're the one who needs to get a real job. Because people with real jobs don't have time to commit hostile takeovers of public universities in the middle of the day.
Well, and the guy that was doing the live, he was an older guy because he like turned the camera.
Was he a protester
around.
or was he just like a journalist?
I don't know.
Was he chanting?
He was chanting.
Oh,
yeah.
then he's a protester.
Yeah, he was chanting.
I wish they'd have one here. We'd go do Man on the Street. That would be funny. We'd go do Man on the Street stuff down there. I probably wouldn't bring you because I don't know if that would get. I'd bring Monty Scott or somebody because that might get a little violent down there. But what are we doing here, guys? What the hell are we doing here? I love the double standard here. I love the double standard. In these blue cities, these left-wing protesters can take over entire college campuses, kick Jewish students out. By the way, I think the KKK thing is hilarious. Last time I checked, the KKK weren't big fans of Jews. I don't know. I could be wrong. But, the double standard where left-wing protesters can just go in, shut down entire prestigious universities, clash with police, and nothing happens. They don't go and take them out of there, nothing. Make no mistake. If a right-wing or libertarian group did this, those guys would be out of there in a couple hours. Or it would be an armed standoff. We have examples. We have examples of what happens when right-wing groups refuse to cooperate with police versus when left-wing groups refuse to do it. There's this little thing called Waco. These people in this compound, they said, hey, we're not coming out. They had a standoff. The ATF and FBI got tired of waiting, so they set the place on fire, killed everyone. There's this place called Ruby Ridge where they entrapped this guy because they wanted to catch him on sawed-off shotguns. You want to know you know what Ruby Ridge is, Mia? I'm not going to get into the whole story of it.
I thought we watched a documentary on it.
We
or did we not? No, I don't know what it is.
No, Ruby Ridge, you had a guy in Idaho that was, and this guy was nuts. He was a white supremacist, Christian identity kind of guy. He was crazy. But the ATF wanted to bring him down because they wanted to get into they wanted to infiltrate the Christian identity and militia movement. So it's illegal to have a shotgun sawed under a certain length on the barrel. So the ATF sent an undercover agent to him, said, hey, I need these shotguns sawn down. Can you saw them off? So this guy saws the shotgun down, takes it to the agent, but it was still above the legal limit. And he goes, no, I needed it sawn off a little bit further. Can you make it just past the legal limit? So, I mean, clearly this is entrapment. They send agents after him. They shoot the guy's dog, as the ATF always does. The son sees them shoot the dog, and they have no idea these are agents. These guys are in plain clothes and camouflage. He just sees, I mean, these are already paranoid people that think the federal government's out to get him. So he sees guys in camo, dome his dog. So the son grabs the shotgun, starts shooting at them. They kill the 12-year-old son. Then a standoff ensues because they have no idea what the hell's going on. And the ATF decides to snipe the guy's wife in the back while she's holding their newborn baby, killing both of them immediately. Then it later found out that they shot the son in the back as he was running away as well. So that's what happens when right-wingers decide not to leave a piece of property, is we get massacred. But the left does it, and the fucking government will bring them food and water. Could you imagine if it was pro-life protesters that took over Columbia University? Could you imagine? They'd be gone in a day. It wouldn't even be a question. Here's what happens when you try it in Texas, though. Go ahead and play what they do in Texas. All right, that's enough. Little bit of a different response, huh? When you try that shit in a red state. That doesn't really work out all that well. Not quite the same there. We tend to deal with criminals a little bit differently around here. Now, here's Greg Abbott, the governor, what he tweeted, and I have a problem with this. He's a Republican. We're going to criticize him. He said, arrests being made right now and will continue until the crowd disperses. Okay, these protesters belong in jail. Yes, they do. Here's where I have a problem with it. He says, anti-Semitism will not be tolerated in Texas, period. Students joining in hate-filled anti-Semitic protests at any public college or university should be expelled. My problem is that third sentence. Anti-Semitism will not be tolerated in Texas. Go ahead. Anti-Semitism is not a crime. I disagree with it. It's repulsive, just like racism or homophobia. Notice how I didn't say sexism, because sometimes that's necessary. But, no, I'm kidding. Anti-Semitism's not cool. I have an issue with that. But it's not illegal. You can have stupid views. Yes, absolutely arrest them for trespassing and refusing to vacate and whatever other charges you can. But anti-Semitism is not... Are we the party of free speech or are we not? Anti-Semitism is not grounds to arrest somebody. Otherwise, Kanye's going to jail. That's where we're at here.
There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler.
Here's another video. They decided to take their protest last week to Chuck Schumer's house, the senator from New York. Go ahead, play this.
Pedestrian traffic. If you do not disperse, you will be arrested. You are creating a hazard.
All right, that's enough. So, this is my problem with that. Notice how the New York police, who have let them take over highways and stop traffic for hours, streets and bridges, and stop traffic for hours. The second they come to a U.S. senator's house, they show up and get rid of them. Do you see how what I'm talking about? They're creating two classes of people. The elites and the degenerate slave scum, that's us. Do you see what I mean when I say that? They're setting the precedent. Just like with the BLM stuff. They can terrorize you. They can destroy your property, destroy your business, loot everything from you. They can shut down traffic and make you late for work or taking your relative to the hospital as he's having a heart attack or whatever. But the second they inconvenience a senator, an elite senator, an insider establishment DC elite senator, now it's a problem. Now we got to have the cops show up and we got to break this up. You all need to disperse. Or what? Of course, the typical retards, AOC, have defended these people. AOC said, let me pull the tweet up here. She said, calling in police enforcement on nonviolent demonstrations of young students on campus is an escalatory, reckless, and dangerous act. It represents a heinous failure of leadership that puts people's lives at risk. I condemn it in the strongest possible terms. No, they're the ones putting their lives at risk by trespassing. Yes, of course you have a right to protest on campus. It happens all the time. What you don't have a right to do, just like with traffic, when you stop traffic and you impede the flow of it, is you don't have the right to shut down the operations at the university. If I have a problem with, or if Mia has a problem with McDonald's getting rid of the dollar menu, she has the right to stand out on the sidewalk with signs picketing McDonald's. She doesn't have the right to go in and block their customers from getting to the cash register. That's the disconnect. And these people aren't stupid. They know that what I said is true. They know there's a difference, and they don't care because they're banking on their base being stupid enough to fall for it and being riled up in an election year. So Ilhan Omar, the congresswoman who from Minnesota, actually she's from Somalia. She likes to make that clear. She's a big Somali fan. She said she's here to serve the Somali people in Congress. I know, great representative here. We're going to talk about traitors to this country in Congress on the Trending This Week segment. But Ilhan Omar, her daughter goes to Columbia, the Barnard College, and she was kicked out for her participation in these protests. Said she was basically evicted and homeless. Isra Hersey was among more than 100 students, this is from The Hill, arrested on the orders of university leadership and charged with trespassing for the protests, and the demonstrations have only grown since. Yeah, see, they arrest a few token students, and then the rest of them they just let go on. So that way they could say, look, we're doing something, but they're really not. They'll get the stragglers, right? The ones that are walking along the outside. They're not going to go to the belly of the beast and break this shit up in a blue state. Not going to happen. At that moment, we made an announcement to the camp because there were an overwhelming amount of Barnard students at the camp, and let them know that we had basically been evicted and not allowed into our space. Oh, like what you were doing to the Jewish students. That's what you're saying? What do you think she's going to do without her $66,000 a year college tuition? What do you think she's going to do? Do you think you think another school will take her? Or do you think she's going to have to go to, like, community college now?
I'm sure another Ivy League will take her.
Mom's a congressman?
Yeah. She can pay. She doesn't need a scholarship. Did they pay?
Oh, I'm sure she's insider trading. She's probably one of your diversity students, too. But
yeah.
That's Ilhan Omar.
She'll get in somewhere.
Here's the real question. So we know Ilhan Omar married her brother so he could get citizenship here, right? For a green card marriage. Here's the real question. Is she his kid? That's the question. Is this an incest baby? Do we have like a Jaime and Cersei Lannister Somalian edition going on here at Columbia University? That's the big question I have. Okay, next up. There is a video. This is a video. So we're going to show just how unhinged these people are. This is my thing, man. They have done so much, and you'll see in these next videos, to discredit the Palestinian movement. Israel couldn't have asked for better press if they tried. Israel couldn't have discredited the Palestinian or the pro-Palestinian movement within the United States any better than the actual members of it have. They have made this entire thing look so bad. This is what I talk about. Shining light on bad ideas is actually what cures them. It's like a virus. You need to expose it to the sunlight. So when you shine light on these idiots and you show just the types of people that are involved in these so-called movements, that does more credit than standing there and arguing with these people or fighting them or anything, because the average person that's sitting on the fence and doesn't know how they feel about this or doesn't care, when they see these videos, it's undeniable. When they get stopped for 3.5 hours in traffic because San Francisco PD won't move these idiots, that does way more than you going out to a protest and arguing with them. They have the rope. Here, you handed them the rope. They're just going to hang themselves. They're just going to hang themselves. We've given them the rope. Now just shut up, sit down, and let them do this. Because this is the best advertisement against what they're advocating for that they could possibly give. Now here's a video. This is how you know these people are bad. I'm about to sympathize for Alec Baldwin. I'm about to feel bad for Alec Baldwin here. This woman who on Twitter, I'm not calling names. She goes on Twitter by the name Crackhead Barney. I love you. You love me. Let's smoke crack. I was thinking of a rhyme real quick, but I couldn't come up with it. What's a good... Should we write a Barney song? I love you. You love me. Let's smoke crack and... I tried it twice. It's not going to happen. Anyways, I'm embarrassed. My freestyling game's off. My friend needs to start rapping. That's what needs to happen here. Here's a video of Alec Baldwin getting confronted by Crackhead Barney at a coffee shop.
Alec, can you please say Free Palestine one time? Why did you kill that lady? You killed that lady and got no jail time? No jail time, Alec?
So sorry.
No jail time, Alec. You're putting innocent people in jail, Alec Baldwin.
I'm so sorry.
Free Palestine, Alec, just one time, and I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you alone, I swear. Just say Free Palestine one time. One time. One time.
Call the police.
One time, Alec. You know he's a criminal. You know he's a fucking criminal. Come on, Alec. Alec. Just say free Palestine one time. One time. Just one time. Please. And I'll leave you alone. Free Palestine. Fuck Israel. Fuck Zionism. Please say it. One time.
Could you do me one quick favor?
So Alec got a little pissed. Now we have pictures of Miss Crackhead Barney here. First off, she should know better than to hold a camera and stand in front of Alec Baldwin. There's not a high survival rate for people to do that. And we have a couple pictures here of Crackhead Barney. And I'm going to warn you guys, this is disturbing. Go ahead, pull it up. That's her at the Palestine rallies there. Well, that's him kicking her out. Again, you know it's bad when I side with Alec Baldwin. I love you. You love me. Let's suck dick for crack money. I got it. There we go. I got the rhyme. Booyah. I knew I hadn't lost it yet. Now here's a video of her talking about her encounter with Alec after the fact. Go ahead.
Alec Baldwin, you motherfucker. This what you did to me.
In a
you
diaper.
thought my phone was a gun prop. He tried to shoot bullets from my phone. Alec, you'll hear from me. You'll hear from my lawyer, Alec. They busted white bitches up in the street.
I don't think she has a lawyer.
Oh my God, Alec.
That's New York. That guy should be used to that.
It's only Wednesday. Okay, let's go.
Now, Miss Barney did an interview on the prestigious Piers Morgan program. And it went about how you would expect.
Piers fucking Morgan. You're asking too
Just for the
many
record,
questions.
my name is actually just Piers Morgan.
What's wrong with saying free Palestine? Piers, can you say free Palestine for me?
I think
Piers, can you say free Palestine for me?
if you stop shouting, yeah.
I want you to say it.
Yes, I'm happy to say.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm not going to shout.
If you just,
Mr. Pierce Morgan,
if you just
please
keep
say
quiet,
free
I can answer your
Palestine.
question. Yes, I'm very happy to
Very
say.
close to a
quiet,
titty
Piers.
popping.
Sorry, you're still talking.
I'm never quiet.
Okay, but try.
I'm never
Otherwise,
quiet,
I can't.
Piers. I cannot
you asked me
shut
to do
up.
something. If you don't shut up, I can't give you the answer.
Oh my God.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'll shut up for you.
I
Pierce.
absolutely believe that Palestine should be free. Yes.
Oh, okay. And how are we going to do that, Pierce? Give us the answers, Pierce Morgan. Give us the fucking answers.
Okay,
How are we going to make Palestine free?
Yeah, if it was as simple
How
as
are we
me,
going to do it?
If it was as simple as me just giving a simple answer now, it would have been done by now. It's a very complicated issue. But let me ask you again. Let me ask you again, seriously, why did you do what you did to Alec Baldwin, and what did you hope to achieve?
Alec Baldwin, look at me. Pierce, honestly. Pierce, look at my body. Look at this. Look at me. Pierce, I was maimed by a white man.
Listen,
But
I understand.
here we
I understand you're a
I love how she
performative
walks
artist. I understand
perfectly
you're
with
trying
the
to make
crutch in her
everybody
arm.
laugh.
You're beating
You've
black people,
made
be
your
afraid.
joke about your
So
terrible
be a
maiming.
satellite, you're lashing me.
Right. Okay. I'm not lashing
I
you.
was beaten. This is the third. This
you wanna-
is the third white man to beat me this week.
Right,
Third
okay.
white man. Yesterday, my white boyfriend beat the shit out of me. This is the third white man. Monday was Alec. The second day was another white man. Third day, Pierce Morgan is beating me up on international TV.
Remember when we were a proper country and we put people like that in insane asylums? Now we platform them on international television and we take their opinions on very, very complicated global political, geopolitical situations seriously. You look like you're at a loss for words.
Stupid bitch.
Do you have anything you want to say?
I don't even know
That's
what
that
to
whole
say.
movement. That's the mascot for that whole movement. Maybe
Yeah.
a little bit of a caricature, but sums the rest of them up nicely. Right?
Yes, exactly.
That's their Herbie Husker. Herbie, obviously not all Nebraskans wear cowboy hats and overalls, but it sums up the majority of the state nicely. You know? That's their crackhead Herbie Husker. Now, do you think that's a bit, or do you think she's actually like that?
No, I think she's actually like that.
You think she's nuts?
Yeah, I think she's nuts because she's wearing a postpartum diaper around New York with a crutch.
Walking fine, by the way.
Yeah.
Walking fine. And her nipples exposed. Or not her nipples, but her boobs are out with, what are those, pasties? Yeah.
With paint all over.
Yeah. Like one of the orcs in Lord of the Rings. No. Here's the thing, guys. I know. Like I said, we're giving these people the rope. Just let them hang themselves. Let them hang themselves politically. Politically, not literally. Oh, should we show them the new sound effect we have? Gotta let them hang themselves.
Politically.
That's we also turned Steven Crowder cursing out his wife into a sound on his Ring camera. But here's the thing. Here, guys, let these people hang themselves. I know it's tempting to want to jump in and argue with them and fight. Let them fight. Because right now, they're going after each other. Now, I agree. Arrest them when they break the law. Arrest them when they take places over. Arrest them when they shut down streets and vandalize property. Absolutely. Send a message that behavior is not allowed. But when they want to terrorize each other, when they want to target other liberals and college students and politicians and university presidents and professors, whatever, media figures like Alec Baldwin, let them continue to go after each other. Because if they're fighting each other, we can do whatever the hell we want. This is the perfect time to move and get our ducks in a row, right? And figure out what we're doing here over on the sane side. Let the liberals fight. Let the left eat themselves. Communism always ends this way. It always ends with people turning on each other. The mob always turns on one another. That's always how it's gone throughout history, because they run out of people to go for, and then they start going after each other. They run out of people to cancel. What have I always said? When you roll with the mob, it's only a matter of time until the mob turns on you. Eventually, the mob's going to turn on them. Right? It's already starting. These people that happily participated in the cancellation of God knows who else, right? These left-wing politicians and professors and media figures are now the targets. There was a song by a band called Against Me, I believe it was called. Was that when I was in high school? It's called Teenage Anarchist. Go listen to it. The singer's like a tranny now or whatever, but it was a good song back in the day. I just gave this disgusted look. But it was a song called Teenage Anarchist. And I'll pull the lyrics up real quick, because the lyrics are very fitting for what's going on right now. Yeah, Against Me with an exclamation point. So here's what it said. This is the third verse. I was a teenage anarchist, but then the scene got too rigid. It was a mob mentality. They set their rifle sights on me. Narrow visions of autonomy. You wanted me to surrender my identity. I was a teenage anarchist. The revolution was a lie. So the singer is writing from the perspective of him as an adult now. He's realizing that everything he was fighting for was garbage, that the mob, as soon as they ran out of targets to go after, turned their sights, their phasers to him. They wanted him to surrender his identity, which is what you're seeing with the mob right now. That's what you're seeing with the woke folks. You have to go along completely, say things that it's typical cult behavior. You have to say things that are blatantly untrue, otherwise they kick you out of the cult. Things you know aren't true. Hey, men can get pregnant. Hamas is a peaceful group. And if you don't agree with that, well, you're not in our cool kids club and we're going to kick you out. We're going to come for you next. And that's exactly what they're doing. The snake is eating itself. Let's just sit back and enjoy the show and get ready for November while they do this stupid shit. Because we covered on Wednesday about how Trump had some bad polls. Since this crap started, right back up. Right back up. The Republicans have been trending upward. Biden's approval rating has gone to the toilet. Let them continue to fight. Let them continue to call the guy that they put into office Genocide Joe. Let them have it. That's all I got. That's been our lead topics. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.